Yeah, so it all started. I wouldn't say in the 70s, but I could say in the 80s. That was when I got attracted to this Peugeot 504 GL and to the Peugeot brand. I came into this physical life and I met the lion in the family. My dad had two vehicles at the time, but he was using this particular one only. Different brand of cars, anyway, not from the same brand. So one of them was this Peugeot 504 GL Saloon. The second one, he actually parked the car in the storage back in our village. While my mother is own as well. A different brand to not a Peugeot. It was not a Peugeot. So, but with the three cars in the family, I was only attracted to this one. I remember whenever my father would be coming back home, I always get excited because of the way the car sound. You know, I wouldn't even know. Is it that I was excited that my father was coming back from his work or whatever, or that I was excited to be listening to the sound of the car? I mean, it was amazing. Things children could do, or what children find fun at that time. So yes, I was that time maybe 5, 6 years old. I was just so attached to this vehicle. Even when my father was not around, I would jump into the car, be friendly with it, jump at the back seat, visualizing driving the car, even as a kid. I just loved this car that time so much. Like I said, it wasn't like the only car in the family, but then it was this one that I found interesting. Of course, even as a kid, I traveled uh, with the car. As of course, I was not the one driving. I was in the car on some trips we did together as a family. My father was driving, and it was a joy. It was a joy. Honestly, it was a joy. We used to, remembering all these things is, kind of connecting the dots. As you are connecting those dots, you now realize it just didn't start today. You know, the love was more like developing and then leading from one to another, from one to another, and got to me where I am today. I took over the car, when was it? 1987. 1987. Okay, let's just say 1988. No, no, I took over the car from my father in 1998. Yes, 1998. That was when car kind of became mine. You know, he didn't give it to me willingly anyway. It's a long story. I think I've done a video on that, or maybe not. But eventually gave me the car and became mine, sort of. So, and I became madly in love with the car, and the car became more like the second me. What married men will call, oh, my life partner. It became more like a partner. Even then, I was in the higher institution in university. Whenever I come back home, even if I didn't go out with the car to school because I was living off campus, so I was driving the car to school for lectures. So even when I didn't go with the car for lectures, I will come back and end up in the vehicle or under the vehicle. I just love touching, working on the car for whatever I was just basically everything work, every repairs, everything. I was the one doing it myself on this car. And though a few occasions there are some things that maybe may involve removing, doing hard work like removing the cylinder head. Of course, I'll take it to workshop, get them involved. And there was a time the gearbox was brought down. There was a time the rear axle failed. There are some things, some repairs that will involve mechanics. While the rest, no, I was doing it myself. Basically everything, you know. Even some of the ones I know I could do, but because of tools, when you do, there are some tools as a student then I couldn't afford to have, so I had to take it there. So, but I was also buying my own tools that I could. Now, how do, why did I find this car so attractive? I would say attractive. Why did I find this car so attractive that I became stuck in the Peugeot brand? It was because even while I was using this Peugeot 504, there were other cars from other brands that I had access to. Those who knew where I grew up could remember there are some families that will call me, or because almost everybody then knew me as a technical guy, a car guy who liked working on cars. So when there are some issues that will come up, they will give me the car to work on. Even when I probably may not have much idea about that brand or model, but they trust me that if I can't figure it out, maybe I could help to take it to a mechanic so that they won't cheat them, because I will have a better understanding of what the issue is. So yeah, I had some, and I remember there was this convent. A convent, we are Reverend Sisters. It's more like, like we have seminary for the boys, training for for priesthood, while we have convents for females, training for sisterhood or whatever. So at a point they now gave me one of their cars, gave me access, gave me the keys, and said, you know what, be using this car. If there's any problem, let us know. Sometimes they will they will go and fill the fuel tank and give me the keys and say, anytime you want, come to the compound and take the car. If they need me to go somewhere and help them get something, they will come here. So the car was it wasn't like, I wasn't using it like mine, but like I said, I had access to the car and nobody was questioning me. The trust was there. So I was using it. So I had access to so many other brands, but I was just stuck with this one. Even at the end, it was just this Peugeot 504 GL. The how, it was just the general character, the attitude. I mean, is it the engine sound, or is it let's even talk about the performance. There are so many things. I can remember there was a time I found myself in a situation where I would have had a severe accident, that's head-on collision. I was on high speed on Enugu Onitsha Expressway, and suddenly something happened in front. The car that was following behind pushed the brake, and so I almost ran into the vehicle behind. That's it. But for whatever reason, all I did was just touch the brake pedal. I wasn't even, yeah, I tried to push it down because this car came to a halt even with the speed I was doing. Yeah, remember, these cars, they don't have ABS. One of these modern braking system you have, yes, the car did not squish. The tire didn't even seize or lock up and start doing all the chain. No. Immediately I touched it, it just came almost close to a halt. As in, it stopped. Not that I had to swap. No, it came. It just, within rapidly, woo, it just stopped. The people behind me couldn't even stop, as if they had to now push their head, swerve out of the road, because they were almost coming to hit me. But mine stopped instantly, almost instantly. That was the first time I respected this GM braking system. Could I talk about the handling, the road handling? I can remember there was a time I was coming, who was that? I think it was a matriculation, you know. Then Nnamdi Azikiwe University, we attended matriculation for, was it my brother or my sister? I've forgotten. So on our way back, one of my friends that time too, it was like a family friend to all of us. So he was also driving Peugeot 504, or the family Peugeot 504. It was L model. So as we are already on expressway, boys then, we are mostly teenagers then, so we are like, yeah, let's see. So I immediately I pushed my, well, as in, he was in front, but man, of course his was 1.6 liter, the L model, either 1.6 or 1.8, I've forgotten. Why mine the GL is 2.0, so it was just coming very close, and that time I think I mounted double carburetor. I can't remember. No, not yet. Even with the single carburetor that is not meant for that engine, still the power immediately boosted out and started surging towards the vehicle. But not knowing that because he was in my front, so he now saw a very big stone. Oh, I don't know how that big stone got his way in the middle of the expressway. So immediately he swerved. He had the opportunity to actually stare. He wasn't even swerving. He just stared out of the stone. But because I was almost, this kind of thing, I was just coming with force to overtake him, to give him thumbs up that, yeah, my car is better than yours. All those stupid things that boys do. So immediately he stared out of the stone. I was just that close. And the stone was so big, not that it's something you could climb. As in, if I had headed straight to the stone, it would wreck anything. It's just like hitting something, a big object that could wreck both the vehicle, throw me out of the road. So I just don't know. Of course, basic human or basic instinct. Immediately, I just swerved the steering. It's something I thought that, no, even with that swerve, it's still, you won't be able to mix, or even if I be able to stare out of the stone, which was already very close, the car will lose control because of the speed it was on, and the way I swerved the car. Still, I did it. Guess what happened? The car, it pulled, of course, immediately I did it, the front, the tail shifted the other way, and then came back the other way. I don't know how to explain it. There are some things that, it will look like you wouldn't even know how to explain it or describe what happened. The tail shifted one side, shifted this side, and then came back to a straight line. I didn't even touch the brake, but I didn't even it just on its own did this, did that, and came back to a straight line. That was when I knew, man, this GL, I don't know how these people designed the suspension. Of course, there are so many things. I mean, I did a lot of trips that, as a student, undergraduate back then. So any place where there is party, no matter, even if it's outside the state, Anambra State, then I will drive the car to that place. It was just fun. An old vehicle, yet it will take you back, bring you back. No matter the speed you push it, you will handle it. No, I became very, very crazy with Peugeot brand. I was like, if this 504 could be this good, damn, these people who are designing, manufacturing this car, they are something else. It wasn't like other brands are not human beings that are also designing them. But even at that time, I just had this thing in mind that, I mean, there are so many good things in this life. All you need to do is just pick one and leave the rest for others. I'm not trying to, I must test everything. That's not what I came to live. At that time, I'm talking about, I think, of course, I think I was above 18 years at that time anyway. Early 20s and stuff like that. Still, I have that perspective already about life. So even when I'm driving other brands that are good, yeah, I will appreciate them. But come on, I'm going back to my love of life, my 504 GM. Eventually the car had to go, because the issue with Peugeot 504 is the body rust. 504 GL, they are known for body rust. It's very hard to find. Once they start aging, their body start rusting like hell. I'm not saying, probably could be see one that is not that bad with the rust, but it's one of their negatives. That's what they are known for. So um, it got a point. I just had to get rid of the body, converted it to a Peugeot 505, and so from there to jump into Peugeot 505 GL, like I say, I converted. So basically, mechanicals, the 504 was transferred. Not all, the ones that could match, but just few that didn't match. What else? Started with the 505. That was phase one. You know, I used it for a while, maybe 2-3 years. Then I moved up to Abuja. I got another. Ever since I've been Peugeot, I've been Peugeot, I've been Peugeot. Even when I started with, I started adding the modern ones, the EFI ones. I was still in love with almost all of them, because what I do is, it's not just not see, it's not about, it's because I love Peugeot. It means every car Peugeot produce that I will love it the way I did my 504 GA back then. No, even up till now. Back then I was picking, and up till now I still pick. That's what I do. Out of what you produce, I'll choose the best that makes me happier. I have access to test driving some of these, and even that, people give me their cars to work on, do this, drive. So I also repairs, diagnose. So I understand their system. I drive them. I do all this. So I know the ones that I enjoy driving more than the ones that, just okay. They did their best, but they are not necessary for fun. They are just go there, come back, go there, come back, take you to that place. That's what they were designed for. There are ones that, wow, Peugeot took their time and say, this one, you gotta enjoy driving it. Not enjoy owning it, no, enjoy driving it, because that's who I am. If I can't enjoy driving that car, any vehicle, it's not for me. So I don't care how many powers it possesses. I don't care how many speed the transmission have. Whether I have up to 10 speed, it's irrelevant to me. If I cannot enjoy driving that car for whatever reason, it's not for me. No matter how cheap, so yes, I had a lot of Peugeot cars, and I still intend to add more. It's a journey. I decided to do this video just to explain to you how this thing started. Some people think, oh, it's probably modern car. No, it didn't start for the modern Peugeot cars you see me driving. No, it started way back. I'm not talking about 80, way back in the 80s, basically, because even though it was there in the 70s when I popped out of my mother's womb, but at least I knew I started, recognizing my environment, maybe early 80s or late 80s, stuff like that. Early 80s, if I would say, So, the car was there, waiting for me to go up and take over. So it was as if we had a pact. Man, you are going nowhere until I'm allowed to start using you. And he really, I mean, it wasn't just that car was a protector. I know some religious men will say, it's God that is saving you. You don't know what you. Yeah, well, believe whatever you believe. I've had accidents. There are certain things that sometimes people do. I've had accidents, and I know which of the cars that I had those accidents with, and what caused those accidents. So I know how my Peugeot cars behave, and I know there are situations I've that I've experienced in the past that I would have had those, or have even more severe accidents in my Peugeot cars, that if not because they were not that car, I would have been something bad, as in probably may not even come out of it. I may not even be talking to you guys or be alive to saying all these things. But because I was sitting behind my Peugeot cars, which I chose, knowing how they behave in certain conditions and certain situations, I was able to come out of those situations unsquashed. Not just myself, even the vehicle, unsquashed. I'm not saying all Peugeot cars will behave the same way, but mine behave because I chose those ones that will serve me the purpose I wanted in a vehicle. So Are there other good brands? Of course, that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about this one, my own journey, how I started with Peugeot, you know. And ever since then, some might say, oh, you're just being loyal. It's not about being loyal. I mean, come on, I enjoy. What's the need of being loyal when I enjoy what I'm using? It's not about being loyal. Because if being loyal means, oh, the car is bad, it's horrible, you have to just stay there and be murmuring because you want to be loyal, even when you're not happy using that thing. But this one, it thrills me. I just came back from a fun drive. You need to understand, you need to see how happy I was throughout the drive. It was as if I was just beating my chest every moment, thanking myself for making this choice to have that particular car I took for the fun drive. So it's a good journey and a good story I wanted to share. Some people may hate it. You can never satisfy everybody. Some people who watch my video, they are just looking for something to criticize and complain. That's who they are. You can't change human beings. But the thing is, at least I'm living my life the way I wanted it from the beginning till now. I'm enjoying it. When I'm done, if you don't hear from me again, it means probably I'm no more. So I moved on to other side of life that has nothing to do with this body anymore. So it's up to you guys what you choose to do. I'm doing mine. This could be my last moment. This could be my last video. This could be the last time you even hear from me, or you may be the first person to go before me. So the question I'll tell you is, what's your own story? What's your own journey? Do this, connect the dots. Where do you have anything you could look at and say, wow, life was good because, or life was good sometime and now it's no more? Then ask yourself, why is it no more as it used to? Is it at some point you started making a choice based on what other people prefer for you, not based on what you prefer for yourself? That's it. Start asking those things, those questions. Make that time. I've always do that. Do some reflection. It helps you to moving forward. Sometimes you realize, okay, I made a mistake here. I really need to adjust with my choices going forward so that I won't get to it's not like you're never going to have unpleasant experiences, no. But there are some ones you are not, if you experience them again or allow them to keep repeating them, something is wrong with you, because the memory is there to serve you some purposes, and one of them is when you remember how bad or how good it is, it helps you to keep making same choice or make a different choice. That's what memory serves. So one of the purposes are memories. That's why they are there. So my Peugeot journey was good, and will I buy any other brand? Yes, I have intention. Right now, on my list, not just mental list, I have a car that is not even Peugeot, not PSA at all, that I intend to buy. Reason being, I love the car. Because I'm a stick shift person, I'm so crazy about manual cars. Not all of them, the fun ones anyway. So that one has a V8 engine with over 400 horsepower with 6-speed manual. So Peugeot doesn't produce such cars with such engines. So I get to it. It's something I know I know I wanted. I want it, not even wanted. This is what I want. So once the opportunity comes up to get that car, I'm going ahead with it. In fact, it's like something I've already put the pin down that I own. It's just a question of time to experience it. So I'm not even questioning whether I will buy or not. So it's not Peugeot, it's not anything, but it's going to happen, So it's not. That's why I say it's not about loyalty to Peugeot. I don't work for Peugeot. I not do, but man, I appreciate their fun cars. Some of the cars they've produced so far, and will I say buy this and newer one? Who knows? But for now, I don't. Most of them, I don't have interest in them. Anything automatic, cut me off. I don't care. Even if it's 20 speed automatic gearbox, I don't give a shit. As long as it's not stick shift, you guys go and enjoy. So that's me. So for now, all these newer cars they are popping out, they are good. They look nice. They have good technology, performance. But it's not for me. You guys go and knock yourself out. So we'll see how it goes. So this is my story. We started with Peugeot 504 GL. If you've never experienced Peugeot 504 GL, I don't think your experience with Peugeot is that solid yet. Unfortunately, you may not be able to get this car, Peugeot 504 GL, because uh, rust has eaten up most of them or killed most of them. So it's very hard to find. Most of the 504 you see on Nigeria road now are definitely not GL. I don't know. There could be one somewhere. You never know. But the GL was spectacular, and so just to share these things with you guys and inspire you to, it doesn't have to be about cars. Other things in your life. Take some time, connect the dots. If it's not going the way you want, find out, is it because you are choosing to, or because you are choosing to do it for your own well-being and happiness, or you are choosing to do it to make other people happy. There's no way you can choose. You make a choice to please another person and you will be happy. It will never. You keep making you miserable, because guess what? The more you try to choose things that will make other people around you happy, why, even though you are not happy, even though it's not your choice, you would have chosen. It's not something you would have chosen. Are you choosing it because that's what other people want you to do for them to be happy, even if it makes you unhappy? The more you do it, the more you resent those people. The more you become unhappy. Because it will get to a point, those people will say you are not doing enough. Because they now rely on you to continuously to be happy. So the moment you couldn't do one of the things that makes them happy, they will resent you, they will do all those things. So your life is just for them. You have nothing, so it's the worst choice you ever make in your life. Doesn't matter whether you're married or not married or do anything, it doesn't matter. But if what you do, if the purpose of your life, what you believe is the purpose of your life, is to keep making everyone around you or people around you happy, no matter what it takes, man, it sucks to be you. That's all I would say. That's all I would say on this. So yeah, it was a good journey, and it's so good so far. And it started good and it's still going very well. We'll see how it goes.